I can't believe that I'm making this review, especially considering how much I used to love that shampoo. I'm definitely disappointed in what they did to the Moroccanoil. Don't like it, not at all. Hey, I'm Irvi, and this is a Moroccanoil Hydrate Shampoo and Conditioner update review. You may or may not have seen my original review. I was a huge fan of that shampoo and conditioner, and I mean, if you've seen that video, it's pretty much a sales pitch for the product. I was obsessed. There's just no other way of putting it. I love the smell. I love how it made my hair feel. What inspired me to make this updated review was that people still watch that video. They still ask me questions about the product. And I made that video 5 years ago, and I just wanted to make sure that what I say in that video still stands true today. Recently, I had a few questions on the video, and I said, you know what? Maybe it's time for me to go back, test it out to see if I still really liked it as much as I did back then. And, you know, sometimes things change, and I want people to know, you know, what's up. So the moment I got home, I said, you know what, I can't wait to try this out. I really miss, Moroccanoil, because I remember how much I loved it. So I tried it out right away. And one of the first things I noticed when I opened the bottle was the scent was really, really strong and way stronger than I remember. And I said, you know what, maybe it's just been so long since then that I just kind of forgot how strong it was, but I just had the feeling that it was a little bit stronger. I said, all right, and I tried it. And the first thing I noticed, I looked at the shampoo as I put it in my hand, and the color looked the same. The texture seemed very familiar. And the big surprise came when I put it in my hair. It lathered really, really well. It felt like thick, but the thing that was very different this time around was it felt like I was using a clarifying shampoo. One of the things that I really loved about Moroccanoil back in the day was that when I would use the shampoo, it gave a good lather. It really felt like my hair was getting clean, but I felt like I could just use the shampoo alone and my hair still felt very nice, very silky. Like I could get away without even using a conditioner. That's one of the things why I really, really loved Moroccanoil was like the shampoo on its own was enough, and I would just use a little bit of conditioner at the ends, and that was it. Honestly, that's one of the main reasons why I loved the product back then. And what I noticed this time around was when I was washing my hair, it felt like I literally was using a clarifying shampoo. And it even as I was doing it, I felt my hair really get rough in the shower. I don't know if you've ever used a clarifying shampoo, but if you have, you know what I'm talking about. Like when you use it, your hair, it loses all of its silkiness and smooth. It really gets stripped down to just the bare hair, and it makes it feel like a little bit rough, and that's the feeling that I had with the shampoo. And right away I said, oh man, something is different. And then I used the conditioner, and even with the conditioner, the smell was way stronger than I remembered it. And I remember looking at the texture and I said, man, like this looks a little curly. It doesn't have the same smooth texture as it had before. But then I said, oh, you know what? Maybe I'm just imagining things. So the outcome, well, right away when I dried my hair, I noticed while drying it and then after the fact that it didn't feel as hydrated as the product name would suggest, or as manageable as it did back in the day. It really felt a little bit more dry. To be honest, my hair felt more dry after I had used the Moroccanoil Hydrate shampoo and conditioner than before. And that was surprising and shocking, because that was the thing that I really loved about the product initially, was that it just made your hair feel so good. Like I said, you could use the shampoo alone and get away without even the conditioner. Like, I love that about it, but something in it changed. And I said, you know what? Let me look into this. I wonder if the formula's changed. I'll get to that in a minute though. What I want to mention first was the experience with the scent. It was so, so strong. And I'd always remember that Moroccanoil had like a really beautiful smell, and it was kind of lasting, but this was brutal. Honestly, it was still the same scent, but it was so strong that I didn't like it at all. And the thing about it was that it didn't feel like your hair smelled nice. It was as if there was like a cloud that was hovering around your head, and you were constantly in this like Moroccanoil smell. And it was just like this cloud, and it was just hovering around my head the whole day and the whole next day. It was never ending. Honestly, when I went to sleep that night, all I could smell was Moroccanoil, and I was irritated. It was really, really irritating. It was like almost midnight, and I was in bed, and I was thinking, I was like, I think I need to take a shower because I can't relax because this scent is so annoying. And the next day I woke up, and the first thing I smelled was Moroccanoil, and I said, wow, they really kind of ran home with that scent. So I said, you know what, this is not how I remember it being. I need to find out if they changed the formula or like what. I was certain because the outcome was different, and that smell was so, something must have changed. I wonder if the formula was really tweaked or what. I went online and I tried to find websites or that were like reviews from back in the day, and lo and behold, I eventually found one that was made in like 2014, and that's when I really started to use Moroccanoil. It was between then and then, like between 2014 and 2016, I used it off and on, and I found that website that had the original ingredients, and they changed the formula for both the shampoo and the conditioner. I mean, slightly, but nevertheless, one of the first things I noticed was that the fragrance moved up on the list. It's in one of the top 5 positions on the list. And the first 5 ingredients is what there is most of. Everything else is like little trace amounts. I think it was like the 6th or the 7th. It was still high up there, but they bumped it up. So they definitely increased it. And I mean like significantly. They increased the fragrance in that perfume. I should say perfume. They increased the perfume in that shampoo. And yeah, after I went through the ingredients list, it was very obvious that there had been a change. And not for the better. To me, it wasn't. Before it, what was advertised on the bottle, like hydrate, that's what it felt like it did. But this new iteration, I didn't like it. I don't like the result at all. If anything, it felt like it dried my hair out, especially the ends was overpowering the scent. I understand that companies will change formulas, sometimes to improve a product. And sometimes it's just about profit margins, or sometimes a company gets sold and the new ownership does something different with it. For whatever reason, it doesn't really matter. Sometimes even when you try to improve a product, it degrades the original quality a little bit. I don't care what it is. The bottom line, at that price point, if you're changing the ingredients to improve it, the outcome should either be the same, or the outcome, like the end result with your hair, should improve. It is one of the most expensive shampoo conditioner products out there. It is like luxury level. And for any change to that product line to degrade the quality, and the price point actually has increased since 5 years ago, to me is unacceptable. It's unacceptable. If I'm going to pay a hefty amount for a product, if you're going to change something about it, it's best be to make it better. And in this case, that is not the case. One of the things that really, really annoyed me about it was the scent. I used to love that Moroccanoil smell, like obsessed with the scent. And I used to think back in the day, like, oh man, I wish they would make an actual perfume that smelled like that, because I loved it so much. And this experience, the scent was never ending. And it wasn't like before where your hair would still smell like Moroccanoil, especially like when you would smell the hair. Like I said, it hovered around you. But when I would smell my hair, it didn't even actually smell like Moroccanoil. So the scent was like this cloud that followed you around. It was not actually the hair. And that I didn't like, because to me, that would compete with any perfume that I would want to wear. And I don't like that. If I wash my hair, I like the shampoo and the conditioner to be subtle enough that I can smell it up close, but it doesn't compete with any other smells or scents that I'm putting on. For me, I don't like that. Some people might be into that. That's great. If that's what you're looking for, then this might be the product for you. But for me, it's a no-go. I don't like it. And here's the worst part. I couldn't wash that smell out of my hair for a week. So how I wash my hair is I try not to wash it every day. I try to do it every other day. If I can get away with it for 3 days, most of the time it's every 2 days. But I always double shampoo my hair. all the time. If I wash it more frequently, I'll do one shampoo, but 9 out of 10 times I double shampoo. In this instance, I double shampooed my hair 3 times in a row, and I could still residually smell the Moroccanoil, especially in my ends. The first time I couldn't wash it out. The second time it was mostly gone. The third time I could still smell it in my tips. I can't anymore. So that experience of not being able to wash out that scent after like washing my hair for 3 days in a row was, I don't know, it went from like being one of my favorite scents ever and thinking about maybe buying that body mist that they came out with to never wanting to touch another Moroccanoil product. Honestly, it was offensive. Like I couldn't get away from that smell no matter how hard I tried. And to take 6 shampoos to wash it out to me is unacceptable. So would I recommend the product today? Absolutely not. I think it's overpriced. To consider it like a luxury item, the results that it gives you today, to me, not even close. Something to note on the ingredients list is the first ingredient is water, as with all shampoos and conditioner. Then there's a surfactant, which serves to like cleanse the hair and give it some foaming action. And then the next 2 ingredients before the perfume is actually fatty acids that are derived from coconut. One of them is a real thing, the other one is a synthetic version of it. So the most active ingredients in Moroccanoil is just really fatty acids from coconut oil. And then there's the perfumes. Essentially, you're paying for coconut oil and a perfume mixture. Like that's how I feel about it. And I can't believe that I'm making this review, especially considering how much I used to love that shampoo. If I were to recommend a shampoo and a conditioner, like for someone who's looking for hydration, for moisture in their hair, if it's color treated, what I use, my favorite one is the Redken Color Extend. I swear by that shampoo and conditioner right now. Hopefully they don't change the formula. I think the best advice I could give you that instead of to try a specific shampoo, even though like I have an exceptional experience with the one I'm using right now, and I would recommend it to people. But even above that, the best thing I could say is go to the store, whether it's like a professional salon products or if you want to go something that's more, like Walmart or CVS or whatever. A lot of the times they have most shampoo lines in those little travel sizes, and try those out before you commit to buying something like a full bottle or like even a liter bottle. Try that out. See how your hair reacts. See how you feel about it. How it smells sometimes in the bottle is not how it stays on your hair. And that's probably what I would say is test out different ones, see what you like and what your hair responds to the best. That's better advice than me saying, oh, you should go and buy this brand. I don't know if you want to check out my first Moroccanoil review to see how much like I was in love with it and have a good giggle. I'll leave it in like one of those end screen videos so you can go check that out. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope this answers some questions you might have about the product in 2021. And yeah, that's it for this video. I'm definitely disappointed in what they did to the Moroccanoil. Don't like it. Not at all.